Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I decided to do something a little bit different with my Get Ready With Me video. Not only am I going to be recreating one of your most requested looks, and that is from my lazy day hair tutorial, but I'm going to do this in a slightly different fashion than normal because I don't know about you, but I kind of just want to sit across the table from somebody and chat. So I'm going to call this a makeup table Get Ready With Me. I'm going to try to do these about once a week for the next several weeks and kind of make it much more of a casual style. I'll still show you everything that I'm using, but along the way, I also want to use this as an opportunity to get to know you guys a little bit more. So along the way, I'll ask maybe 2 different questions, and then in the comments section below, you can answer those. And it'll just be kind of an opportunity, almost as if you're sitting across the makeup table from me, or putting on makeup together and just chatting. So to get started, I'm going to use the Thrive Cosmetics 360 Eye Lift Primer and just put this on the lid. Okay, and then before foundation, I'm actually going to use a foundation primer. This is the 100% Pure Luminous Primer. It's a water-based primer. It is, just as the name indicates, 100% pure. These have fabulous ingredients, and I have enjoyed using this. I've got 1 pump on my hands, and I'm going more around the outside perimeter of my face, and I think I'm going to need 1 more pump. And I have actually found that this primer does something. It actually helps my water-based foundations stay on longer. So I put the majority of it around the outer perimeter and then just put what's left through the center of my face. Okay. And then I'm going to let that sit for a little bit, and we're going to go to our eyes. Now, some of you might be thinking, why are we putting on makeup? We're all just staying home, and us especially in California, unless it's absolutely necessary, we are to stay home. I've been reading just lots and lots of things that say how important it is still to get yourself up, put yourself together, and for me that means putting on makeup, doing my hair, put on normal clothes. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in a future video, but for now I'm going to use the Sephora Pro. This is the Warm palette, and I just don't love these little things. They have the names of the eyeshadow though on there, so I am trying to keep track of them, but for the time being, so that I don't blind you, I'm just going to show you which ones I'm using upside down. So if you have this palette, turn your palette upside down and you'll know. All right, we're going to start off with a combination of these 2 matte cream shades along the brow bone. Let's see, then I think I'm going to go in with this shade right here. It is another matte, kind of a almost butterscotch color, but has just a little less yellow in it than the shade next to it. I'm going to now go in with this shade, which is slightly cooler, and I've actually really enjoyed this palette for the most part. There's a couple shimmer shades that aren't fantastic, but the mattes are really great. I know they make several other versions of their Pro palettes, and I just wait for them to go on sale. So I got this one at, might have been 40% off. So just watch your Sephora sales. It's a good time to pick these up. Okay, and then go back and blend the edge of that. I'm going to go back with just a little more of that first shade. Okay, I'm going to go in now with a little bit of the black shade and a tiny bit of that plummy kind of gray shade. And we're just going to darken this outer corner a little bit. And I'm using the Morphe M506 brush to do this. And then go back with the Morphe M433 and just gently blend all of that. Okay, so for the lid color, I had initially started off with this shade and just found it to be left me wanting, if you know what I mean. So I pulled out this little gem. This is the Lorac Luxe Diamond Cream Eyeshadow, and it's in the shade Silk. And I got this free with a purchase from Ulta, and it says strong on color, brilliant color, and diamond shine, lacquers lids from day to night without worry, crease resistant and smudge resistant. I would say definitely yes. Long wearing without irritation, silky feel, formulated with emollients to keep lids nourished throughout the day. So when you hear diamond powder, and these do actually have diamond powder in them, it's a little concerning, but these are actually eye safe. A lot of things out there these days aren't, but I love that these are. So this shade is a beautiful rose gold and just provides a beautiful amount of shimmer, shine on the lid, and is a very quick way to just add a little extra something to your look. And then just take your M504 through the crease. All right, and then we're gonna add some liner, and then we'll do the inner corner highlight later. So doing the IT Cosmetics No-Tug Waterproof Anti-Aging Liner. This is in the shade Brown. And I'm just going to do a pretty thin line here towards the inner corner. And then nothing fancy, not really going to drag this out, but I am going to wedge this up just a little bit. There we go. And so you can see I brought it past the outer edge just slightly, but kept it below the fold of my hooded eye there. Okay, and then I am going to take just a tiny little bit of this along the lower lashes just to provide a base for a little bit of shadow. Not much. Then on the lower lash line, sorry, this thing is a little bit big and bulky. I'm gonna take my M432 and a little bit of our crease shade and put this kind of on this center, going towards the center, and then I'm going to use that grayish purple shade right below this outer corner. So kind of combining those two as you go across the lid. And I like to go at least halfway over, and it actually kind of helps create a little bit of an angle, which opens the eye up. Okay, and then if you want to amp up that lid color just a little bit to what I did here, and I think this is what I did in that video because I wanted just a little more brightness, you can go back to the palette, and I'm going to use that corally shade that is a little bit flaky. I have a little bit of, I've wet my brush, and then I'm going to wet it again with my setting spray, because these shadows you can use wet or dry. And I'm just going to now tap that over the top of that Lorac shade, and it just creates a little more shine and dimension there. And then right between that and the outer shade, again, just a little extra step if you want to, is we can go in with a little bit of this shade right here. I'm just going to use my finger this time, and I'm just going to tap that right there. It's a very subtle thing, but I think it's kind of fun to do. And then go back with your brush and just tap over it and kind of blend it. If you need to, just go back and blend, 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 blend. One of my subscribers said that's one thing she's learned from me is to blend, 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 and that is true. If you have extra time, do another blend. All right, we're good for now on the eyes. Let's go ahead and clean up. I'm going to use my almond oil, clean up here. And then under the under eye, I'm going to start off with a little color corrector. Looking through my drawer here, I think I'm going to use the It Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye Corrector. And I have the shade medium. I'm just going in with a tiny little bit to tap on here. All right, so for foundation, I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury Light Wonder Youth Boosting Perfect Skin Foundation. I have the shade Too Fair, but I put on some Sunless Tanner yesterday, so I might be mixing in just a little bit of the NYX Pro Foundation Mixer in the shade Olive. I actually really like this more than I thought I would. It is a very sheer, but it looks very skin-like. But I do find that I like it with that primer. I feel like the primer gives it just a little more longevity of wear. So I'm not sure. This is the foundation I used in that video, by the way. So we'll see if we can make it work. But I'm going to try it with the Eco Tools 360 brush today. So as I'm blending this in, I was thinking, what would be fun to ask you guys? And I would love to know what you do or what you did for your career. Now, many of you may have been a stay-at-home mom. I consider that a career. Or many of you might be retired now. But I would love to know. That is one of my favorite things when I talk to our people at our church, because you find out very interesting facts about people by what they did for their career. Now, I know this is the worldwide internet and you don't have to share specifics, like you don't have to tell me the exact company if you don't want to or whatever, but I would just love to know that. Or were you somebody like me who has done like everything under the sun? All right, so got that kind of blended in. I'm gonna go back in with my fingers, add just a little more coverage in a few areas. Okay, yeah, we're still a little paler than my neck, but that's okay. We'll fix that. For concealer, I think I'm going to use the Bare Skin Serum Complete Coverage Serum Concealer, and I have the shade Light. If you have not already seen, I did do a blog post about the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale. I have to say their timing of the sale was pretty good, seeing how a lot of us are going to be at home doing online shopping. So I did a blog post with my sale recommendations, and this concealer is one of the items that is going to be on sale. So it is a good, I would say, medium coverage. I don't feel like I get full coverage, but it's moisturizing, and I like to use it when I'm wearing a lighter weight foundation. So it has really good ingredients as well. It's hydrating. And I'll just take what's left on my finger down the bridge of my nose. A little highlight and a little bit here on the chin. Powder, I think I want to start off with something pretty light and a little bit kind of glowy. And so I'm going to use the Milani Prep Set and Glow. And I'm using the Sigma F30 brush. And going to use this to just set everything in place. I am working on a cream only makeup tutorial, so stay tuned for that. All right, let's warm up the face with a little Physicians Butter Bronzer. This is in the shade Bronzer, and I'm using the Eco Tools, what is this called? The Full Powder Brush. I use this if I feel like I need to warm up like almost the whole face, not just the cheekbones. Like it gives a really nice soft bronze effect, so you can see the difference of this side versus the paler side. And I don't know about you, but I always love it when products just smell good. So I'm getting ready in the morning. It just kind of helps set the tone for my day when I have good smelling products, right? All right, put a little bit of this through the forehead as well. I'm gonna keep the center open because naturally kind of makes it more highlighted. All right, let's use a beautiful palette. I haven't used this in a while. This came, I think, in a BoxyLuxe box last year. And this is the Tarte Park Avenue Princess. There we go. Contour palette. And I'm gonna go in with the shade Princess Cut. This is a matte, kind of cooler shade. I'm gonna use this just for a tiny little bit of some soft contour here. So you may notice that my hair looks a little shorter. I got my hair cut this week right before all of the salons have been shut down. I have received several requests from you all for help during this time where we are not able to continue with our salon visits. So I'm trying to figure out how I want to film that. I have done a video or two in the past with my longer pixie cut of some ways that you can kind of restyle your bangs if they get too long or the back, but I'll come up with some ideas in case you have more of this haircut and you're wondering how on earth you can make it another 6 weeks or 4 weeks, however long it's going to be between now and the next time we can all start getting our hair done again. I always feel like I need a little extra cheek slimming. My hair is shorter. And a tiny little bit of nose contour as well. You know, I don't do anything major, but I kind of like to just squeeze the center. I was thinking about this last night or yesterday. It's almost like I'm doing an A-line skirt on my nose. You know what I'm saying? I remember when I first discovered an A-line skirt and how slimming it is for those of us with hips, and I just thought, oh my goodness, that's what I'm creating on my nose. It's an A-line skirt. All right, for blush, since I have kind of a peachy pinky color going on the lid, I'm gonna do that. I'm using the Too Faced Sugar Peach palette, and I'm going to go in with a combination of these two just very lightly. And I love these shades and the little bit of glow. I think it just makes you look and feel like you're a little more awake. I'm going to go in with Peach Pearl now on the MAC fan brush and just add a little more highlight here. And then for inner corner highlight, I think I'm going to use this. You could use, I'll show you a shade from the palette you could use in case you don't have this highlighter. I just love this, and this is one that you can also use on your eyes. So something that I think we've started getting a little lax with is using face products on our eyes. And if you don't have sensitive eyes, that's okay. But most blush colors, bronzers, aren't deemed for use on the eyes. So just be careful with that. If you notice any irritation when you do that, might be good to discontinue that practice. But this palette is actually meant for eyes and cheeks. So I love that. All right, let's see here. We're nice and bright. This is another trick that really makes me feel like I'm much more awake, is that wonderful inner corner highlight. And you can take this as far over as you want to. And then for this under eye situation here, so I have just a little bit of creasing, I'm going to tap in with my finger. Okay, I feel like I need just a touch more, so I'm just gonna add literally a touch more. Okay, and then I'm going to go in now with my powder. So I'm just going to go back to my tried and true Charlotte Tilbury, since that's the foundation that I used. Where's my brush? I finally picked up the e.l.f. small tapered brush that Emily Noel loves, and it is actually a very nice brush. It's very soft. I think I had one of these years ago and the bristles were not this soft, so I think e.l.f. has definitely improved over time. Okay, I'm just gonna go in with a tiny little bit of the Becca Hydro Mist powder, and I'm just using this right here on the areas where I have more pores, and I just press it in. I'm using the Laura Mercier Powder Puff, and I'm just, again, right here in the center of the face. I want to keep all the glow I've got going on here, but just want to kind of dial back those pores just a little bit. Okay, so as we head into brows, I'm going to use, this is another item that I put on that blog post. It's going to be on a beauty steal with Ulta if you are diamond or platinum. So it is the Urban Decay Brow Blade. It has two ends. One is this fine felt tip. I love this for just filling in hair-like strokes. This one's really easy to use and has a shaker ball, which is really important for either an eyeliner or a brow pen like this. And then on the other end, there is a very fine tip pencil, and this is actually waterproof. The pen ink marker, what do they call it? Ink stain. It's not really waterproof, but it does stay pretty well. All right, so I freshly dyed my eyebrows. Another thing you can do with your free time, right? Dye your eyebrows, and then it will save you time as you get ready in the morning. So I'm gonna go in first with the pencil side, and all I'm going to do is just go right here below the brow and just kind of even that out, and then I am going to extend the brow here and then just fill in. I just have a couple of bald spots. I think we all do, right? And then I'm going to use this also along the top. You can use the ink stain here, but I just find this a little bit quicker, especially because my brows are dyed. I don't feel like I need to do quite as much work like filling in, so just doing a quick little outline there. And then here at the front, I'll show you how the ink part works. So you do have to have kind of a steady hand, and you're going to want to use very light strokes. So I just like to go up, and you want to space the hairs out. They don't have to be perfectly parallel with each other. You don't want that, because whose brow hairs look like that, right? So I just use it just to give myself a few extra hairs here at the front. And then if there's any spot where you feel like you want something that looks like a brow hair, you can just drag it through. And my shade, by the way, is Taupe Trap. And I think it works pretty well. As long as I go in with a light hand when my hair is super blonde, it works. All right, and I'm gonna go in just a little further here. And that's pretty much it. And then I am going to throw in just a little bit of some brow gel. This is the Thrive Cosmetics Instant Brow Fix. And I don't need a lot, but I like to just put this in. I have a few crazy brow hairs, so I just like that this kind of puts them in place and makes the brows look a little bit fluffier, if you know what I mean. Okay, now as we head into mascara, I always feel like the brows look a little strong until we do this step. So I'm just gonna curl my lashes with my Tweezerman eyelash curler. All right, so for mascara, I'm gonna use the Origins Underwear for Lashes as my primer, and then I'm still working through my Milani Highly Rated Mascara sample. I have a full size ready to go when this is done, but let me stop and get a drink of coffee. Which brings me to my next question for you. Are you a coffee or a tea drinker? I know there's some of you that might be neither, and that's okay, but I would love to know in the morning, what is your choice of beverage, if any, to drink, aside from water? Hopefully we're all drinking water. Are you an orange juice person, or are you somebody like me who must have your large cup of coffee, or are you a tea drinker? I do love tea as well, but that is not what I want in the morning. And do you like cream and sugar or flavored creamer in your coffee? Tea, do you like it with cream and sugar or just black? So let me know, I'm curious. All right, so I've got my hair fixed and I'm all dressed. I'll show you my hair in a moment, but I went around the edge of my lips with the soft ochre paint pot because I'm just using a liner and gloss today. So I want everything to just kind of stay put. And for my lip liner, I'm using the It Cosmetics Your Lips But Better in the shade Buff Nude. This is what I was wearing in that video. And then for my lip gloss, I'm using the Buxom Celeste. This is one of the lip polishing glosses. So this one has some shimmer. It's a deceptive color because it looks like it's just going to be kind of almost like clear, but it has some glitter in there, but it's comfortable glitter. And it just kind of becomes one with your lips, gives it this little bit of pink iridescence. It's one of my all-time favorite colors from them. I think this is probably the third tube, full-size tube that I have purchased, and I have used up 2 full ones, so one of my favorites for sure. Okay, and then right before I'm done, I feel like I just need a little extra pop of some color. So I'm gonna go in with the Laura Geller Blush and Brighten. This is in Tropic Hues, a classic. And I'm just gonna add a little bit of this, the front part of the cheeks, and you can see, just gives you that little bit more pink tones on the cheeks. Makes me look a little more awake. So that's something that I like to do, whether you're using a bold lip color or you do a nude lip color. Kind of go back and assess the cheeks because you might need just a smidge more color. All right, so here's our finished look. And I promised you a glimpse of my new haircut, my latest cut, so here you go. I was kind of thinking maybe I had her take it a little short, but now knowing that we might not get to visit our salons for a while, I'm actually kind of glad I had her take it a smidge extra short. So the back, she did use kind of the same level of clipper. It was the 1/2 inch, but she did take up the sides just a little bit higher. So I'll show all of that in an upcoming hair tutorial, but I know some of you are gonna notice right away that my hair looks shorter, so just wanted to give you that little preview, sneak peek of what my new hairstyle looks like. But overall, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Even though I'm not going anywhere, I feel put together with my hair done, my makeup done. I've got jeans on, and it's a comfy sweater, but it's a sweater, not even just a sweatshirt. So I just know that for my own personal mental health, it's important for me to kind of put myself together to be ready to be productive. So that's what I just want to encourage you in these times that we're going to be finding ourselves at home a lot more often. Put yourself together, tackle some of those projects you've had at home, and have some fun with your makeup. I think this is a great time to learn and hone those new skills of makeup. I know many of you have been saying you are new to makeup and you are working on those skills, so now's the time to do it. When we're not going to be going out and about, you don't have to worry if your makeup look doesn't exactly come together as you hoped. Thank you as always so much for watching. Make sure you are subscribed and hit that notification bell below. I have several more videos like this planned, as well as many other topics, because I'm going to try to do more frequent uploads over the next several weeks. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss those. As always, any of the products that I used in today's video, I will link in the description box below. So if there's anything that piqued your interest, you can check those out. But overall, I hope that you all are staying safe, calm, peaceful, and I appreciate you being here and watching my channel. Don't forget to answer the questions that I asked you in the comment section below, and I'll see you next time. Bye.